Mornings I make it.
Okay. No issues. We'll just put it in the group to, everybody to join, because Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome you all.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandat pranams. Anybody would like to do kirtan for just 5 minutes, as the speaker is already waiting, so that others can join? Anybody would like to do kirtan? Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Should I do Radha Madhav or Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
Okay, you can do Radha Madhav also, no problem.
Hare Krishna. Just let me know when I have to stop, Mataji.
Okay, so indication will be, I'll just put on my camera. I will not disturb you.
Yes, Mataji. Sure, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhav Kunj Bihari Gopijan Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhav Kunj Bihari Gopijan Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajjanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajjanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was very kind of you. So The speaker for the day is already with us, and we don't want their valuable time to get wasted. With the permission of His Grace Achyuta Gopal Das Prabhu, I just want to speak few words as it is for my purification. We have already had opportunity to have association and enlightenment earlier also. So Prabhuji is born in holy town of Kanchipuram, very spiritual, from a Vaishnava family. He has completed his BE in electronic communication from Goa College of Engineering. He has worked as a lecturer in a government college for a few years before deciding to dedicate his life as a monk in ISKCON. And that journey started from 2006, and he's been helping for the inner fulfillment of the masses. He has been in ISKCON Goa right from his infant stage till date, and he has been in this movement with the centers all across Goa. Prabhuji has a very unique way of preaching. His Sunday programs for urban schools are very, very helpful in calculating the right value and culture in them. Prabhuji also helps youth preaching and teachings the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji has been a general manager in ISKCON Panjim. Prabhuji has also authored 2 books, as previously also we have been mentioning it. He loves to study scriptures, apply in his own life, and present it in a systematic and a scientific style to make it easily digestible and relevant to the modern audience of today. Which inspires me is the coming generation, that is children's, how we have to help them to get into this moment. So Prabhuji, if at all I have done any mistake, I'm so sorry for it, but I welcome you. I'm so thankful that you are enlightening us today with the Katha for Lord Ram, which is again, though we are in Kali Yuga and we have to speak about Lord Krishna, still our mindset is still with Lord Ram. And I'm so glad that you are here again. Please give us your opportunity to hear again and again. So with that, I request all the devotees to chant one time the Mahamantra and welcome guest today. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Rama.
Thank you so much once again. Over to you, Prabhuji.
ओमज्ञानस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना जीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा पदकमलां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेश तारिणे वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So very happy to be here once again. Inner Consciousness Forum, meeting all the full devotees here. So very grateful for this opportunity to serve all of you all. Ashish too was telling me that just a couple of days ago his mother passed away, and he was telling me that his mother was a great devotee of Lord Ram. She would regularly write the names of Ram continuously on pages. So today's Ram Katha is an offering to Ashish Guru's mother for all her devotion to Lord Ram. So because Ram Navami is coming very, very close, so we thought we will speak something on the Ramayana so that we can prepare our consciousness for Ram Navami. So by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, our Vaishnav calendar is filled with so many tithis. Before we came into Krishna consciousness, Ram Navami was just one event, Janmashtami was just one event. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada has given us a process which is so very blissful. One festival after another. So Gaur Purnima just got over. We are still in Gaur Purnima consciousness. Now Ram Navami is coming. So this is the intermediate phase between Gaur Purnima and Ram Navami. Right? And then Ram Navami gets over, and then you have Jagannath Rath Yatra, and it goes on and on. It's never ending. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu always had this eager desire to go to Vrindavan. So he would tell devotees, I want to go to Vrindavan. The devotees would tell Mahaprabhu, now Rath Yatra is coming, please spend Rath Yatra with us and then go. So Rath Yatra would get over, then the devotees would tell Mahaprabhu, now Janmashtami is coming, please spend Janmashtami and go with us. So Mahaprabhu would wait for Janmashtami, and then the devotees would say, now Dashara is coming, please wait. And after Dashara, the devotees would say, now Kartik is coming, you have to wait with us. And in this way, the devotees would keep Mahaprabhu hooked on towards them. So this is such a beautiful movement that Srila Prabhupada has given us, a beautiful process, Kevala Ananda Kanda, where we can, from one festival to another, one dham to another, one avatar of Krishna to another, we can keep hearing more and more about Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita, the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse 1, where Lord Krishna is speaking this word, Tat Shrunu. My dear Arjuna, now please hear attentively what I'm going to tell you. And Prabhupada in that purport stresses the importance of hearing, how Shravan is so very important. Just by sincerely hearing about Krishna, about Lord Ram, about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything will happen in life. All our anarthas will go away. We will experience bliss for Krishna. We will experience love for Krishna. We will experience the spiritual body, the spiritual world, everything through the process of hearing. Narad Muni tells his life story to Vyasdev. In his previous life, he was born in a very ordinary family, born as a son of a maid servant. But this boy, 5-year-old boy, he would sit with sadhus and hear from them. Because he sincerely heard from them, gradually all his anarthas go away, all his misgivings go away, and he develops great attachment to Krishna, so much so that he gets the body of Narad Muni and he can get to see Krishna face to face. So Prabhupada explains these stories in the Bhagavatam is just not for us to hear, it is for us to get inspiration. If we follow in the footsteps of Narada, if we sincerely take up to the process of hearing, we can actually see Lord Ram, Lord Krishna face to face. So it's very wonderful that the Inner Consciousness Forum, I think for quite a few years, almost from the COVID time, people are sincerely gathering together and hearing about Krishna. It's a great blessing. It's a great blessing. So one thing that the COVID has done is it has opened the online platform for all devotees, right? Online satsang. So for the devotees who cannot go around to many places, just come on your, just join in Zoom and just get connected to Krishna. So it's a very wonderful platform. So with having said that, we will begin today's Ram Katha. So I thought today we will do an overview of the entire Balakand. Ramayana has 7 kands, 7 sections. The first is called Balakand, where Lord Ram's birth and little of his childhood till the point of Lord Ram's marriage is there. The next is Ayodhya Kand, where the entire conspiracy of Lord Ram being sent to the forest for 14 years happens. The third Kand is called Aranya Kand, where Lord Ram goes to the forest. What he does in the forest is Aranya Kand. The fourth Kand is Kishkinda Kand, where Lord Ram now, at the end of Aranya Kand, Ravana kidnapped Sita and taken to Lanka. Kishkinda Kand is where Lord Ram comes to search Mother Sita and he reaches Kishkinda ya Hampi. And then the sixth Kand is Yuddha Kand, where Lord Ram actually goes and fights with Ravan. And finally, the seventh Kand is Uttar Kand, where Lord Ram is coronated as the king once again. So Ramayana, one very important lesson that the Ramayana teaches us is that in life, there will be problems. Whether it is Ramayana or Mahabharata, whether it is Lord Ram or Lord Krishna, when they come in this world, they teach us that in this world, problems are going to be there. Padam padam yad vipadam na tesham. This material world is a place where there will be problems, whoever you are. But by coming to the process of Krishna consciousness, by embracing spirituality, by surrendering to Krishna, we are able to see something positive in these problems. We are able to see that there is a plan behind everything that is happening. Right? So therefore, when Kaikai enters in Ramayana, the word Yadrichaya is used. Yadrichaya means some divine plan that has been there. So because Manthara entered and she poisoned Kaikai, the result was Lord Ram could go to the forest, meet with so many friends, Vibhishan, Sugriv, so many personalities, and he could kill Ravan. So the central teaching that the Ramayana teaches us is that there will be problems, there will be turns and twists in life. Life will never go in a straight line. But we need to have faith that whatever is happening for our good. Especially a devotee of Krishna. Once we have surrendered to Krishna, even when difficulties come, we need to understand that these difficulties are chosen by Krishna for us so that we can actually make a lot of advancement. We can rapidly advance. So we will try to see an overview or summary of the first Kand, which is the Balakand. So the Balakand or the Ramayana begins with Valmiki Muni, who is the author of Ramayana. So Valmiki Muni was actually a dacoit, a Ratnakar, but just by chanting the name of Lord Ram by the mercy of Narada, he became Valmiki, who is the author of Ramayana. So this is a very, very important principle. Whoever we are, however fallen we are, when we come in touch with great devotees, when we come in touch with the process of bhakti, we can actually become purified. So Valmiki one time, he had this question, who is the greatest personality in this world? That time Narad Muni comes to the ashram of Valmiki and Valmiki Muni is asking Narad Muni, please my dear Narada, please tell me who is the greatest hero. Everyone in this world is looking for a hero or role model. But the heroes in this world are actually not heroes, they are zeros. Because in time, everyone becomes a zero, literally. Everyone is forgotten. We have in history, what is history? Srila Prabhupada explains, history is names of people who have come and gone. That's it. At the end, whatever they have done, what remains is just names in history. No one actually remembers them. So we have many, many heroes in this world, but no one is literally a hero. So Valmiki Muni has this question, who is the greatest hero? Whether it is Ramayana, whether it is Bhagavad Gita, whether it is Bhagavatam, it all begins with a question. Ramayana begins with a question of Valmiki. Bhagavatam begins with a question of Parikshit. Bhagavad Gita begins with a question of Arjuna. So this kind of question answer is very, very important. Srila Prabhupada explains in the first canto of Bhagavatam, where Shaunakadi Rishi are asking questions to Suta Goswami in the first chapter of the first canto. Prabhupada explains these type of question answers are actually beneficial. In this world, people ask so many question and answers, but none of these question answers can actually touch our heart. So Valmiki Muni has this very important question. Who is the greatest hero whom we should be worshipping? The urge to worship is there in everyone, but we don't know whom to worship. So Narad Muni at that time, he tells Valmiki Muni, at this particular time in history, this was Treta Yuga, when Valmiki Muni is asking this question, Narad Muni says there is only one personality who has all the qualities that is needed by a hero. So Narad Muni says there's only one personality who's powerful, grateful, truthful, determined, compassionate, good looking, everything, all the virtuous qualities, only one personality has, that is Lord Ram. So Narad Muni is very clearly telling Valmiki Muni that if you are looking for a perfect person, there is only one person who can fit into that. That is Krishna or Lord Ram. The Supreme Lord is the most perfect. We are looking for perfect people in this world. We are looking for perfect things because that is the heart's desire. But we are looking for it in imperfect people. So no one can actually satisfy our hearts. They may look perfect, but no one has perfection. Everyone has some incompletion or the other. So in this way, Narad Muni tells Valmiki Muni, it is only Lord Ram who is completely perfect. So Narad Muni leaves and goes. So at that time, it is explained, Valmiki Muni, along with his disciple Bharadwaj, he goes to Ganga to take his bath, Tamasa Nadi. He goes there to take his bath, and he sees two birds, a male and a female crouch bird, enjoying with each other. And as Valmiki is looking at the scene, suddenly a hunter shoots an arrow and hits the heart of the male croucher bird, and the male croucher bird dies. And the female croucher bird was so attached, she is crying and crying. Valmiki, looking at this, see, a sadhu, a saint, is one who cannot tolerate the suffering of others. When he sees people suffering, he's actually very, very pained. Srila Prabhupada one time was in America, and Prabhupada was seeing people standing in line to catch a bus. And Prabhupada had tears in his eyes. Prabhupada is thinking, see how people are suffering in this world. Many times we don't understand that we are suffering. We are so used to suffering, we don't understand we are suffering. Indra one time became a pig. Because of some aparadh that he did, he became a pig. And Brahma comes and tells Indra, please come, your post is vacant. Indra in the body of a pig is telling Brahmaji, I am very, very happy here. I have a pig family and I have a very nice place to enjoy. So this is the problem in this world. Even though we are suffering, we start adjusting ourselves to our suffering. So when Valmiki Muni saw this male bird die and the female bird wither in pain, Valmiki from his mouth, he uttered a curse. Generally, sadhus don't utter a curse, especially great sadhus like Valmiki Muni, who are great devotees of the Lord. But Valmiki uttered a curse. Instantly, there was a reaction that he uttered a curse, reactive response. And this curse was in the form of a beautiful shloka, which happens to be the first shloka of Ramayana. So here, there are a few very important things that we need to understand and learn. The first principle is that in this world, the more you're attached to someone, when you lose that person, you're going to cry. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yehi samparsha ja bhoga dukkha yona evate adiyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Lord Krishna says that the more we are attached to the people in this world, the things in this world, when that person or when that thing is taken away from you, it is going to lead to a lot of pain. In the Bhagavatam, you have the story of Chitraketu Maharaj. Chitraketu, he had a son. He actually didn't have any children, but he was very desperate that he wanted a son. So the same Narada, who's here inspiring Valmiki, the same Narada comes to Chitraketu and tells him, "Okay, you'll have a son, but your son will be called Harsha Shoka. You please name your son Harsha Shoka." So Chitraketu says, "Okay, no problem. I'll name the son anything, but you give me a son." So Chitraketu has a son, and he names him Harsha Shoka. Very soon, the son dies. And when the son dies, the same Chitraketu, who was very, very happy in gaining the son, He became miserable. So everything in this world has a name called Harsha Shoka. Whatever the names are of people in this world, whatever the names are of the things of this world, there is one name that we cannot see, but it's there everywhere. Everything in this world is called Harsha Shoka. Because the same thing that can give you happiness will also give you misery. And the rule is, the more you're attached to something in this world, the more painful it is when it is taken away from you. Srila Prabhupada, see the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, has Shukdev Goswami gives a very concise Ramayana. This Valmiki Muni, the Ramayana that he has written is like 24,000 shlokas, huge. Bhagavad Gita 700 shlokas, Bhagavatam is 18,000, Ramayana is 24,000 shlokas. Valmiki Muni wrote. But Shukdev Goswami, the 9th canto, one full chapter in a set of few verses, he sums up the entire Ramayana. In that, Shukdev Goswami writes one lesson. He explains one central lesson of Ramayana. You know what is that? Which is generally never told. What is the central lesson of Ramayana? The lesson is, when a man is very attached to a woman, that man will have to cry. This is the central lesson of Ramayana. Lord Ram was attached to Sita, and when Ravan took Sita away, Lord Ram was crying like a child. And here we can see the Ramayana starts with this kind of mood, right? The male and the female birds enjoying each other, and suddenly the male bird is killed and the female bird is crying. So in this world, the more we are attached to someone, when we lose that person, there's going to be a lot of pain in life. So Valmiki Muni utters a curse, and this curse becomes the first shloka of Ramayana. Or our acharyas explain it in this way: Shoka. Shoka means lamentation. So here this bird was crying, the female bird was crying, Valmiki Muni was in pain, he was lamenting, was feeling very sad, very, very bad for these birds. And the same Shoka turned into a shloka, the first verse of Ramayana. This is a very, very important principle. In this world, lamentation is unavoidable. There will be problems that will come that will make us suffer. The only way we can transcend these problems is by taking shelter of shlokas. Arjuna, the Gita setting, the starting of the Gita is Arjuna is in great lamentation. Shoka samvigna manasa. The Bhagavad Gita first chapter ends with Arjuna filled with so much lamentation that Arjuna puts his Gandiva bow and his arrows and says, I'm not going to fight. The same Arjuna, after hearing the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna becomes very confident and his shoka goes away. So in all our lives, we will have lot of reasons to cry, lot of problems in life. But when we take shelter of shlokas, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, all these books, slowly the shoka will go and we will experience a lot of bliss in life. So Valmiki Muni uttered this curse, and he was thinking, why did I utter this curse? Repeatedly, this curse was playing again and again in his mind. So that time Brahmaji comes to him, and Brahmaji tells Valmiki Muni that curse that you uttered, I inspired you in that curse. Because that curse was in the form of a beautiful shloka, and Brahmaji tells him, I want you to write the entire Ramayana in that same meter, the same style of shloka. So in that same chanda, Valmiki Muni writes the entire Ramayana. And something interesting is, Valmiki Muni writes the entire Ramayana, but he has never seen Ramayana. Just by the orders of Brahmaji, he sits there to meditate, and he can see the entire Ramayana playing in front of him, and he writes the entire Ramayana. So this is another very important point. Valmiki wrote Ramayana when Lord Ram was there, but it's not that he witnessed every pastime. What he gained inspiration from his guru, based on that, he wrote. Two very important books of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat. None of these authors actually saw all of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Chaitanya Charitamrita, written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, literally he never saw Mahaprabhu face to face. He never saw Mahaprabhu. He never saw Nityananda face to face. He saw Nityananda in a dream, but he never saw Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga face to face. But because the instruction was given to him, he wrote. He wrote it. when Raghunath Das Goswami, who saw Mahaprabhu's pastimes, was narrating Mahaprabhu's Leela in Radha Kund, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami would go there, he would hear very attentively from Raghunath Das. Based on that, he wrote. So this is a very, very important lesson, that the way we can actually understand these pastimes is by hearing from the right source. When we hear from the right source, follow instructions, automatically it comes. Yesterday I was telling this pastime in one of the great acharyas in our parampara is Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, one time he had a servant called Bihari Das, who was an illiterate. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj tells him, please read Chaitanya Charitamrita to me. I want to hear the shlokas. So Bihari Das was telling Babaji Maharaj, I am an illiterate. How can I read? I don't know to read. Babaji Maharaj told him, try reading it. And he actually started to read letter by letter, and he could read all the verses. And every day he would recite hours and hours of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat to Jagannath Das Babaji. So this is a very important principle. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripaha tamaham vande Shri Guru Deenatarinam. If you have faith in Guru, just follow the instructions of Guru, automatically things will get revealed to you. Srila Prabhupada, spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told Srila Prabhupada, you write books. Prabhupada took that as an order. Prabhupada just tried. And whenever he would sit to write, so much inspiration would automatically flow. In Bhagavatam first canto, you have Narad Muni inspiring Vyasadeva to write Bhagavatam. In the same way, just like Valmiki Muni sitting on the bank of Tamasa river, meditating, and you can see the entire Ramayana. After getting instructions from Narad Muni, Vyasadeva switched to meditate on the bank of Saraswati, and he can actually see Krishna personally. He could witness the entire story of Krishna, and he writes the Bhagavatam. So Valmiki Muni writes the entire Ramayana, and he's written the whole book now. He's so happy. But a devotee is just not happy writing a book. A devotee wants that this book's message is preached everywhere. So Valmiki Muni was thinking, I've written Ramayana, but this Ramayana should reach the masses. People should know this Ramayana. So Valmiki Muni taught Ramayana to Love and Kush. Because right at that time, Sita Maiya had given birth to Love and Kush, and they were growing up in the ashram of Valmiki Muni. So Valmiki Muni taught the entire Ramayana to Love and Kush. And Love and Kush learned the entire Ramayana. And Valmiki told them, go out and preach this message of Ramayana everywhere. So this mood of preaching is there right from Treta Yuga. Right from Satya Yuga, this mood of preaching is there. Right? So this is the mood. Love and Kush, literally the children of Lord Ram, what they were doing? They were going village to village and reciting Ramayana. So this, this mission of spreading this message of the Lord, whether it is Ram Katha, Krishna Katha, whether it is Bhagavad Gita, it is such an important aspect. Even the children of Lord Ram have done it. Even Lord Krishna comes and teaches Bhagavad Gita. And the same Krishna, when he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is explained that Mahaprabhu, along with his associates, they would go village to village and preach this message. So Love and Kush, when they were going around the entire land of India, reciting Ramayana everywhere, they come to Ayodhya also. And in the marketplace in Ayodhya, they're just reciting Ramayana. Lord Ram at this point doesn't know that Love and Kush are his children. So Lord Ram comes to know that these two children are reciting Ramayana. When children, this is the beauty of inspiring children to preach. Right? When an elderly person gives a class, it's inspirational. But when a small child speaks something, it is very, very inspirational. So people just get attracted to children so much. So Love and Kush was so beautiful, and they were reciting Ramayana in such a beautiful way with so much emotions in it. So Ramayana is filled with Karuna Ras. Ramayana is a book where you can experience so many different varieties of emotions. Human beings become rich when there is emotions. And Ramayana is a book that is filled with so much deep emotions. What does genuine relationships mean? So when Love and Kush were reciting the entire Ramayana like this, Lord Ram invited Love and Kush into his palace and told Love and Kush, you please recite Ramayana here. So this is the first time Ramayana was recited in front of Lord Ram. And who's reciting it? The children of Lord Ram are reciting it. Unique experience, right? Children of Lord Ram reciting Ramayana, Lord Ram hearing Ramayana with all the devotees, all his associates. So the Ramayana explains, when Lord Ram was engrossed in hearing, he was sitting on a raised platform on a throne, He was engrossed so much in hearing. Lord Ram gets down from that throne and sits along with the other people and starts to enjoy hearing of Ramayana. So what is the lesson? The lesson is Ram Katha, Krishna Katha, the pastimes of the Lord is so attractive that it can literally pull the Lord towards you. When we sincerely chant the names of Krishna, wherever there is sincere discussion of the Lord going on, the Lord actually descends there. So Krishna Katha, the pastimes of the Lord are so attractive that it can attract even the Lord. Even the Lord gets attracted. Therefore, the avatar of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, same Lord Krishna comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he was so much attracted to his own pastimes. The pastimes of the Lord are so attractive that the Lord also gets attracted to it. Right? So this is the beauty of Ram Katha. So Love and Kush begin the story of Ramayana by explaining that how one time in this great kingdom of Koshala was the capital city called Ayodhya. And in this capital city, the kings of the solar dynasty were ruling, Ikshvaku dynasty. And among all of them, there was a king called Dasharath Maharaj. I remember in my childhood, my grandmother would always tell us this pastimes of Ramayana. And every time a narration would begin like this. One time there was a kingdom called Ayodhya, and there was a great king called Dasharath. And as children, I still remember every time she would begin that story, we would just sit up and hear so attentively. Krishna Katha, Ram Katha is so beautiful that you can keep repeating it again and again, then there's so much nectar in it. Things in this world, if there is a Bollywood, Hollywood song, you can hear it once, twice. But these pastimes are so nice, the same thing you can keep hearing again and again because you'll find newer and newer nectar in it. So the word Ayodhya, what does the word Ayodhya mean? Ayodhya basically means unconquerable, that which cannot be conquered with Yuddha. So it has two meanings. One is Ayodhya as a city was so powerful, the kings of Ayodhya were so powerful that no external enemy could actually conquer Ayodhya. It was the most protected and the most powerful city. But Ayodhya is called Ayodhya for another reason. The reason is because no internal enemies could affect anyone in Ayodhya. We may have facilities to protect ourselves from external enemies, but it is also important that we have protection to protect our hearts, our consciousness from internal enemies. And what are these internal enemies? Lust, anger, pride, greed, envy, illusion. So the place of Ayodhya was so special that everyone was a pure devotee of the Lord. There was no demon there, no demonic person there at all. So this was an ideal city. Hare Krishna. So this was the ideal city, the ideal Ram Rajya. Right? Sometimes this is the problem with online platforms. Right? You really don't know who is hearing how much. Only between that person and Krishna. So So the point is, everyone in Ayodhya was a pure devotee of the Lord. Their hearts were completely pure. In Ramayana, you have three places: Ayodhya, Lanka, and Kishkinda. Ayodhya was a place where everyone is devotee of the Lord. At that time in Ayodhya, there was only one person who didn't have bhakti mindset, and that was Mantra. Only one person. In the full Ayodhya, there was only one non-devotee. That's it. Okay? And you have in the other end Lanka. Lanka is a place where everyone is demons. Everyone's heart is filled with all these anarthas. Only one devotee, Vibhishan. Complete extreme, na? Ayodhya, all devotees, only one non-devotee. Lanka, all non-devotees, only one devotee. In between Ayodhya, Ayodhya is in the north, Lanka is in the south. Between Ayodhya and Lanka is Kishkinda. And Kishkinda, the people, the monkeys living in Kishkinda were called Vanara. The word Vanara is a question. Nara means human. Vanara means, are you a human? That is a question. So these monkeys in Kishkinda, they are called Vanara because they have a choice to follow the citizens of Ayodhya or to follow the citizens of Lanka. To follow the mindset of Ayodhya, make our hearts very pure, become devotees of the Lord, or follow the mindsets of citizens of Lanka and become completely demonic. So therefore, in Kishkinda, you have Vali and Sugriv. Vali aligned himself with Ravan and he developed the same kind of mindset. Sugriv aligned himself with the values.
Hare Krishna Divya Desai Mataji.
So sorry, Prabhu. I've just mute them. Sorry. They are elderly, I think. Sorry.
So, So Sugriv aligned himself with the value system of Ayodhya and gradually became like the citizen of Ayodhya. So we all have a choice. None of us are like Ayodhya Vasis. None of us, our hearts are as pure as Ayodhya Vasis. None of us are like that. None of us are as demonic as Lanka Vasis. I mean, definitely we shouldn't feel that way also. We shouldn't get too depressed. So we are all in between. We are all Kishkinda Vasis now. We have two choices. Whether we want to be a Lanka Vasi or whether we want to be an Ayodhya Vasi. So if we want to be an Ayodhya Vasi, we have to align ourselves with the mindset and the thought process of the citizens of Ayodhya. So Ayodhya was such a city, practically everyone devotees of Krishna, everyone's heart was so very pure. And the king of Ayodhya at that point was Dasharath. So Dasharath actually has a story to his name. So Dasharath's name was actually Nemi, King Nemi. So one time the demigods approached King Nemi and told him that there is a demon called Shambasur who's troubling us too much. So you please come and help us. Dasharath, King Nemi was so powerful that the demigods would take shelter of him. So King Nemi was ever ready to serve. He said, yeah, let me come to help you. So King Nemi goes along with his wife, Kaikai, who was like a chariot driver at that time. And he goes to the heavens to fight with Shambasur. So Shambasur, when he was fighting with King Nemi, he assumed 10 forms. Shambasur became 10 forms and he started to surround the Rath of Dasharath. And King Nemi moved his Rath in such a way, in 10 different places the Rath was moving simultaneously. And he killed Shambasur. He killed all the 10 Shambasurs like this. Therefore, the demigods crowned him with the title called Dasharath. So therefore, he is called Dasharath. So Dasharath Maharaj was a very, very powerful king. He had everything in his kingdom, but he didn't have children. This is Ramayana. This is Ramayana. For those who feel that, in my life I have everything perfect, but one thing is missing, you understand that that is the story of Ramayana. In this material world, you will never have a perfect life. There will be always something missing. One time, there was a boy who wanted to play a prank on his school. So he took 3 goats, 3 sheep, and he numbered the sheep. On the back of the sheep, he wrote 1, 2, 4. He wrote 1, 2, 4. He left the sheep in the school. After the school hours, he left the sheep. Next day morning, the security guard, whoever went to open the school, and he saw this goat dung, sheep dung everywhere in the school. So they felt that, hey, what is going on? And they started to search where these sheep are. And they found 3 sheep. 1, 2, 4. 3 number not there. So they became stressed. Hey, we found 3 goats. Where is number 3 goat? 1, 2, 4 is there. Where is number 3? They started to search everywhere. All the classrooms, gardens, everything. They declared school holiday. And everyone is searching number 3. But there is no number 3. There is only 1, 2, 4. Similarly, in all our lives, something or the other is missing. For some people, they have wealth, they have family, but they don't have health. Some people, they have good health, but they don't have wealth. Something or the other is missing at any given point in time. So Dasharath was very, very happy. He had 353 wives, 3 principal wives, but he had actually 353. The story behind it is like this. Whenever Parshuram, because at that time Parshuram was also there, Parshuram, he would go and kill Kshatriya kings. But whenever he had a rule, whenever he would see a king sitting in a marriage ceremony, he wouldn't kill him. So Parshuram visited Ayodhya 350 times. And Dasharath, in order to rescue himself from Parshuram, every time Parshuram came, he caught one lady and did a marriage ceremony. So he had 350 wives plus 3. Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikai, but no children. But it is explained that Dasharath, before this, he had one girl child. This is also very important pastime. He had one girl child. Her name was Shanta. And Dasharath had a very close friend of his, Rompad Maharaj. And this Rompad Maharaj also didn't have any children. So Dasharath thought, okay, in future I will definitely have children. Let me give my girl child to Rompad Maharaj. So Dasharath gave his girl child, his daughter, to Rompad and told Rompad, you raise my child as your daughter. Dasharath was very confident that he will get children. Dasharath's personality is a personality where he is always very overconfident, but he always lands in trouble later. So Dasharath told Rompad, you take my child. Rompad took the daughter and was raising the daughter as his daughter. And Dasharath didn't have any children. Now, once you give something, you can't ask that thing back. He couldn't ask the daughter back. But the Ramayana explains something very interesting. When Dasharath was very worried that I'm not having any son, how will the kingdom continue? Who will become the next king? That time Sumantra, who was a minister of Dasharath, he gives Dasharath a very interesting information. He tells Dasharath that you can get children one way. There is only one way. Shanta, your daughter whom you have given to your friend called Rompad, she is married to a rishi called Rishi Shringa. If this Rishi Shringa comes to your kingdom, and if he does an Ashwamedha Yajna and a Putra Kameshti Yajna, you can have children. So Dasharath goes to his friend Rompad and tells him, please send your son-in-law to my kingdom. Actually, it was his own son-in-law because Shanta is his own daughter. So Rishi Shringa comes and he does the Putra Kameshti Yajna. And from the Putra Kameshti Yajna, this divine personality comes, the demigod, with a pot of kheer in his hand and gives it to Dasharath and tells Dasharath, you give it to your 3 principal wives and you'll have children. So here is a very, very important aspect of Ramayana. Because Dasharath helped his friend, he also didn't have children. His friend also didn't have children. So Dasharath thought, let me help my friend first. Because he prioritized service to someone else first, what he got in return was he didn't get one child, one son. He wanted one son. Dasharath got 4 sons. And not ordinary sons. Lord Vishnu personally, all 4 children, Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu personally comes as his children. So this is a very important lesson for all of us. When we do something selflessly for others, what comes back to us is much beyond what we can calculate and imagine. In this world, we are very, very calculative. Whatever we do, even when we do help to others, we are always thinking, what will I get in return? But real service means service without calculation. When you serve someone completely selflessly, what comes back to you is 100,000 times, billion times more. So Dasharath was so happy to get this pot of kheer. So now Dasharath was thinking, how do I divide this kheer between 3 wives? So Dasharath does something very interesting. So Dasharath divides that kheer into 2 parts. And he gives the biggest portion to his eldest wife, Kaushalya. And Kaushalya, she prays to the Lord, my dear Lord, let me have you as my child and let you be the king so that you can actually serve the entire society. So the king is not someone who can enjoy facilities. A king is someone who can do greater service. So our understanding is the greater position you have, the greater facility you have, the greater opportunity to serve. When Lord Ram was supposed to be coronated as the king, Lord Ram, the citizens were very happy, but Lord Ram was very, very composed, in a very prayerful mode. Because Lord Ram was thinking, becoming a king is not something for enjoyment, it is something that I have to sacrifice so much for the betterment of society. So Kaushalya, she ate that kheer, praying to God that let me have a son who's the Supreme Lord and let him eventually be the king of the world. So this is called Garbhadan Sanskar. Garbhadan Sanskar, Srila Prabhupada explains is what consciousness, what prayer the mother and father has, the children becomes a manifestation of that prayer. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he sincerely wanted a son who can actually push on this mission of Krishna consciousness. By the prayer of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was born. So similarly, prayers, what prayers we have, sincere prayers, is what actually manifests in life. So Kaushalya had a sincere prayer that let me have a son who can eventually be the king of the world, who can serve the citizens. So Dasharath had divided the kheer into half. The first half he gave it to Kaushalya. Now there was half of a kheer left. So that half he divided into two portions again. What was left, half of the kheer he divided into two, which literally meant 1/4. So 1/4 he gave it to Sumitra, the major 1/4. Now what was left was again 1/4. He divides that 1/4 again into two parts. That means now it becomes 1/8. He has 2 of 1/8. So what he does, 1/8 part he gives it to Kaikai, and Kaikai immediately eats it. And because she ate it, she gets the next son called Bharat. Right? And Sumitra, when Dasharath had given 1/4 of the kheer to Sumitra, Sumitra didn't eat it. Kaushalya and Kaikai immediately eat it. Sumitra has that kheer in hand. So now that 1/8 which is remaining, Dasharath was thinking whom to give to. Should I give it to Kaushalya? Should I give it to Kaikai? Should I give it to Sumitra? Dasharath gives it to Sumitra again. Because Sumitra had such a beautiful mood that she wanted children who would be servants of the other two children. Kaushalya wanted a child who would be the king. Kaikai ate that kheer, because Kaikai, she wanted a son who would have very divine qualities like that, and Kaikai ate it, would bring great fame to the family. So that was her mood. And Bharat actually brought a lot of fame to the family. But Sumitra, her mood was, I want a child who will be servants of these two children. So therefore, Sumitra is called Shri Lekha. Shri Lekha means this is the spirit of cooperation and non-enviousness. And this was the opulence of Sumitra. And people like Sumitra or children of Sumitra actually create bonding within the family. So the principle is simple. If everyone becomes a leader, who will be a follower? So being a follower is also a service. If everyone wants to lead, who will follow? So following is also a service. Cooperating is also a service. Being non-envious is a service. So Sumitra, because she ate two portions, half, 1/4 and then 1/8, she got two twins, Shatrughna and Lakshman. And these two children became the servants of the other two brothers. So this was the contribution of Sumitra. Just like Lord Ram has a very important contribution, Lakshman has a very important contribution too. His contribution is also equally very, very important. So in this way, because the mothers had this kind of consciousness, in some time, on the day of Navami, Lord Ram was born in the month of Chaitra, and just the next day, in few hours probably, Bharat was born, because Kaikai ate it next. Like she ate it the kheer next, Bharat was born. And then after some time, the next day, Sumitra gave birth to twins, Lakshman and Shatrughna. In this way, 4 siblings were born. So Dasharath wanted one son. Now he has 4 children, that too, Sakshat, the Vishnu Tattva themselves. So what is the name? The names of these children, Vasishta does the Namkaran of these 4 children. And the names of these children as a message for all of us. What does these names mean? The word Rama means one who gives unlimited pleasure. So the Lord Ram, his entire life was based on his name. Lord Ram's entire life, his only aim in life was to give pleasure to others. He didn't mind suffering, but he only wanted to give pleasure to others. He wanted to seek blessings of others. If there is one thing that we need to learn from Lord Ram, there are unlimited things we can learn. But if there is one thing that we need to learn, and if we can learn this much, our life is super successful. What is that one thing? This one thing is, we have to live life in such a way, the art of living, trying to give pleasure to others, trying to serve others, and not trying to give sadness to others. If there is this one thing that we can do in our life is successful. Even if we don't do big things. Even if you can't build a temple and teach thousands of people, even if you can't do any of that, do one thing. And what is this one thing? If we stop hurting others, if this can be our goal in life, I don't want to hurt anyone. Lord Ram's life, he never wanted to hurt anyone at all. Very careful about how he used his words, what he spoke, what he did. Very, very sensitive. So Lord Ram is teaching us this very important principle of being sensitive human beings, not to hurt others. As we become devotees, but then sometimes, our behavior and the use of words is so very wrong. Now we keep hurting people and somehow we don't even realize that we are hurting. So Lord Ram is teaching us this very important principle of being very sensitive to others and taking care of them and serving them. So when we sincerely serve people, what we get in return is a lot of blessings. Lord Ram's life was filled with blessings. He served his mothers, he served his parents, he served the citizens of Ayodhya. When he went to the forest, he would serve the sages there. He would practically serve everyone without thinking about what I will get in return. He served Sugriva, he served Vibhishan. He did all this without thinking of what I will get in return. So this was what Lord Ram's name, extols, this principle of service, the principle of giving pleasure to others. Exactly opposite to the name of Ram is the name Ravan. Ravan literally means one who makes others cry. And this is what Ravan did his entire life. He kept hurting anyone. So Ravan's principle was, I have to be happy, Baba. What happens to others, I don't care. So Ravan was like a bulldozer. He would just go get what he wanted. Whoever he would. So he never really cared for anyone. So Ram basically means one who gives pleasure to others. The word Lakshman, what does the word Lakshman mean? Lakshman means Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanna, one who's filled with wealth, one who's the master of wealth. But if you study Ramayana, Lakshman in one sense never became the king. Ram only was the king. So Lakshman was never the king in one sense. And even when Lord Ram was sent to the forest for 14 years, Lord Ram was supposed to go, but Lakshman also went. Lakshman gave up the kingdom of Ayodhya, gave up his wife, gave up everything, sacrificed practically everything and went to serve Lord Ram. So why is Lakshman called Lakshman? So Lakshman is showing all of us that real wealth is the opportunity to serve. This is real wealth. And this is a wealth that no one can take it away from you. If you have a lot of wealth in your house, there is always insecurity. You are always scared, when someone come and take it, what will happen? Will the bank crash and so many things. But if you have wealth of service, the best part is no one wants to grab it. People will tell, Baba, you take a lot of service. I don't want service. So this is a wealth. People don't see it as a wealth. But Lakshman's life was filled with so much wealth. 14 years when Lakshman was in the forest, it is explained that Lakshman, in the full day, he would serve Lord Ram. And in the night also, he would keep serving Lord Ram, protecting Lord Ram and Sita, becoming like a security guard, literally. So Lakshman, this entire life, he gained a lot of wealth of service. So Lakshman is teaching us that real wealth in life is service to Lord. The word Bharata means one who is ready to take responsibility. Bhar means responsibility, a burden of love in the service of the Lord. Bharat also wanted to be with Lord Ram. When Lord Ram was sent to the forest for 14 years, Bharat goes to Chitrakoot and tells Lord Ram, I will stay with you. Lord Ram says, no, I have to stay in the forest. Your service is you go and serve the kingdom of Ayodhya. Lakshman did Vapu Seva. He served the physical body of Lord Ram. Bharat did Vani Seva. He served the instruction of Lord Ram. So in one sense, serving the instruction is all the more difficult. Everyone wants to be with the Lord, with the Guru, but following the instruction is something that is very, very important. So Bharat shows us this principle of taking responsibility for the Lord, taking some kind of burden in the mission of the Guru and the Acharyas. So in all our lives, as we keep progressing in Krishna consciousness, it is also very important that we take up certain responsibilities. We take up certain things that can actually help in the service of the Lord. And Bharat had such a beautiful mood. All the 14 years when Lord Ram was in exile, Bharat also lived a life like that. Even though he was taking care of the kingdom of Ayodhya, Bharat never stayed in the kingdom. Outside of Ayodhya was a village called Nandigram. Bharat would stay there. And just like Lord Ram had matted hair, he was wearing, forest dress, Bharat also was doing the same thing. And every day he would eat. What was the food that Bharat ate for 14 years? He didn't eat all the luxurious food of Ayodhya. The only thing Bharat ate was barley soaked in cow urine. This was the only thing Bharat ate for all the 14 years. But he served Ayodhya in such a way, 14 years later when Lord Ram came back to Ayodhya, the treasury of Ayodhya had increased 10-20 times more. So Bharat took responsibility to grow the wealth of Ayodhya, to serve the Lord, but he didn't enjoy the facilities that came along with that responsibility, along with that position. So Bharat shows us this principle of taking some responsibility, some burden in pushing on the mission of the Lord. Some burden that can reduce the anxiety of our acharyas and anxiety of Krishna. So the Guru, all our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, the only anxiety that they have is they want more and more people to take up the process of Krishna consciousness. So if we can share this responsibility, share this vision with them, then we are actually following the footsteps of Bharat. And the word Shatrugna literally means one who kills enemies, one who wins battles. But if you study Ramayana, in the whole life of Shatrugna killed only one demon called Lavanasur. That too towards the end. This is the only demon he killed. But why is his name called Shatrugna? Because you know what was the enemy of Shatrugna? Shatrugna means one who kills, one who tries to deal with his enemy. The enemy of Shatrugna was his temptation to serve Lord Ram. Shatrugna also wanted to serve Lord Ram. But Shatrugna controlled the temptation and he served Bharat instead. So everyone wants to be in direct service to God, but Shatrugna is showing us that service to a devotee of God is more valuable than service to God. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that one who calls himself my devotee is actually not my devotee. One who is the devotee of my devotee is actually my devotee. So Shatrugna is teaching us this very important principle that what is most important is greater than service to the Lord is service to the devotee of the Lord. So these are the four names of these four children. The Acharyas also explained to us that these four children represent four basic aims that the humans have. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Lord Ram represents Dharma. Lakshman represents Artha, wealth. Bharat represents Moksha. And Shatrugna represents Kama. So generally in this world, people use Artha, money, for sense gratification. But here Ram and Lakshman would always be together. What does it mean? It means that Artha, wealth, should always be used for Dharma. You use wealth for pushing on the mission in the service of the Lord. So therefore, Lakshman and Ram would always be together to show us this principle that Dharma, Artha should be used in the service of Dharma. And Bharat and Shatrugna would be together. Shatrugna represents Kama and Bharat represents Moksha. Kama means desires. So what kind of desires we should cultivate? Desires that can take us back to the spiritual world. This is the kind of desires we should cultivate. Right? So in this world, we have a lot of desires. Desires is what brings us to this world. But when we use that same desires in the service of the Lord, then we can actually grow in life. So in this way, these four children were named like this: Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna. And gradually these four children, they grow up in their childhood. The Ramayana, even though the first kand of Ramayana is called Balakand, but in the Balakand, you will hardly find any childhood pastimes of Lord Ram. Have you any time heard any Bal Leela of Lord Ram? There is nothing as any Bal Leela of Lord Ram. There is nothing much that Lord Ram did, because Lord Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Lord Krishna came to do lot of pastimes, so the Bal Leela of Lord Krishna is elaborate. Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. he came to establish the right rule. So Lord Ram's Bal Leela is fast forwarded completely so that Lord Ram immediately becomes the king. That's where the main focus of Ramayana is. So the Bal Leela of Lord Ram, just in few shlokas, Valmiki Muni just goes through the entire Bal Leela of Lord Ram. But it's explained that in their childhood, they learned all this, all the Dhanurvidya and all the lessons. So Lord Ram also, as a child, he was a perfect disciple. Lord Krishna, that he explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya ubdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. That how one should be submissive to a guru. Lord Ram actually did it. He was very submissive to Vashishta. He learned all his knowledge from Vashishta. And finally, when Vishwamitra comes in his life, Lord Ram also becomes very, very submissive to Vishwamitra. So as I told you, the Bal Leela of Lord Ram is fast forwarded a lot. And immediately Lord Ram now is 16 years old. This is where the whole discussion starts. The whole Bal Leela is fast forwarded. So when Lord Ram is like 16 years old, Dasharath is called assembly of all his ministers. And the agenda of the assembly is, we have to get Ram married now. He's already a 16-year-old boy. We have to get Lord Ram married. And the whole discussion is going on, how we should get Lord Ram married, whom we should get them married to and all that. And right at that time, Vishwamitra enters. And everyone is in chaos, and Dasharath is thinking, Hare, when I was planning the marriage of Lord Ram, and this fellow has come as a disturbance. And Vishwamitra, he wanted Ram. He said, I have to fight with these 3 demons, Marita, Subahu, Tataka. Please give me your son Ram. And Dasharath was thinking, Ram, first of all, I have got Ram after years and years of tapasya and austerity. After so much weight, I have got this boy. I'm so attached to him. How can I give up Ram? He's just 16 years old. Dasharath is pleading at the feet of Vishwamitra and telling Vishwamitra, my son has never seen night. To fight with demons, you have to be awake in the night. My son is so delicate. As soon as the sun sets, his eyes closes. How will he fight with demons? He's not even fought any battle, simple battle also. Dasharath is telling Vishwamitra, I will come with you. And Dasharath has fought with Shambhasur. I will come with my entire army. Don't worry, you relax out. But Vishwamitra is hell bent. He tells Dasharath, if you want to give me Ram, otherwise I'm going. So now Dasharath is in a catch. Doesn't know what to do. At that time, Vashishta comes and tells Dasharath, understand that Vishwamitra is come for your own good and for the good of Ram. So Vashishta is educating Dasharath Maharaj. And Vashishta tells Dasharath, Vishwamitra is so powerful, he can single-handedly kill all these demons. But he wants to give credit to Ram, and Vishwamitra, through all his years, he has learned so many celestial missiles. He has knowledge of so many celestial astras. He will give all this to Ram. So Vashishta educates Dasharath and tells him, giving Ram to Vishwamitra will be the best thing that you can do for your son. Please allow Ram to go. It will be a great blessing in your life. In all our lives, whenever we plan something, like Dasharath was planning for the marriage of Ram, whenever we plan something in life, suddenly we have someone who comes unexpectedly. Suddenly some unexpected guest or unexpected situation that comes. Vashishta is a guru who doesn't change situations for us. Dasharath wanted Vashishta to convince Vishwamitra not to take Ram. Vashishta doesn't do that. Vashishta, being the guru, he helps Dasharath understand the same situation in a different light. He helps Dasharath make him understand that Vishwamitra is not your enemy, is your friend. Many times now, whenever we see someone who comes in between our plans, we label them friend, enemy, we do all this. But Vashishta tells him, we have to learn to see every situation, every person who comes in our life, whatever he comes to do, is actually our well-wisher. Every situation is our well-wisher, which is taking us closer to our goal in life. So as I told you in the beginning, Ramayana is a book filled with turns and twists. Lot of turns and twists. Right? So here Dasharath is planning for the marriage of Ram, and Vishwamitra comes and takes Ram away. Later on, Dasharath, at the start of Ayodhya Kand, Dasharath is planning for coronation of Lord Ram, making Lord Ram the king. And that time Manthara comes, Kaikai comes and sends Ram to the forest for 15 years. So Ramayana teaches us that life is not going to be in a straight line. There is going to be turns and twists. But the Ramayana also teaches us that every turn and twist in life has a reason behind it. So Vishwamitra, who Dasharath thought was an enemy, the same Vishwamitra became the one through whom Lord Ram learned so many divine missiles. He got understanding of so many celestial weapons, which he wouldn't have got sitting in Ayodhya. Being in Ayodhya is one level of schooling, but when the children actually go out, so this is a very important parenting lesson also. Parents generally want their children to have one level of schooling, just being go to school, come back. But real education happens on the ground, on the field. When the child experiences difficulties in life, when the child experiences real situations in life, that is where real education and growth happens. So Vashishta tells Dasharath that Vishwamitra is not your enemy, he is your friend. He will give such education to Ram that Ram has not learned all this time being in Ayodhya. And second thing Vashishta tells Dasharath is, it is Vishwamitra who will actually get Ram married to Sita. See, if Dasharath didn't give Ram to Vishwamitra, then probably Dasharath would have figured out some little marriage for Ram. But because Vishwamitra came, Vishwamitra not only got Ram married to Sita, but he got Sita's sister Urmila married to Lakshman. And Sita's two cousin sisters, Shutakirti and Mandavi, married to Bharat and Shatrughan. So this is a very, very important principle. Whenever turn and twist come in life, we have to have faith. We have to have trust in God's plan that something better is going to unfold. If we have this faith, we will actually see something better unfolding in all of it. So I'll stop at this point.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much. It was a feast to our ears, and definitely we are going to get benefit out of it. And we are going to add on to our devotional practice also. Prabhuji, if anybody has any query or question, will you allow them to ask?
Let me just charge my thoughts.
Okay. Meanwhile, dear devotees, so if at all you have any doubt or any question, we can take some time and we can ask. So please be ready with questions or doubts if you have. Or you can put it in the chat also, meanwhile, when Prabhu is charging his phone.
I'll just change my location a minute, but by the time...
No issues. No issues, Prabhu. You all can start putting in the chat and I will read one by one to them.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Krishnamurti Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji is hearing.
Prabhu will join again because he has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
Mataji.
he's here, but
Okay.
yeah. So you have a question, Prabhu?
I have to ask. No,
Okay.
not question.
Okay.
But I have to share my realizations.
Okay. I will keep you in the list. Okay. Sarika Mataji, you've raised your hand. It's about the question. Sarika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So,
need
okay. No problem. I think, yes, Prabhu is here. Prabhuji, you okay to take some questions?
Yeah.
So, first of all, Krishnamurti Prabhu wants to share something. Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am not well versed in English. As far as knowledge, I will talk to you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, after hearing this class, the qualities of four sons, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat and Shatrugna, really the qualities they have developed. And then after hearing this, really my tears will fall. Really, to what extent they were kind enough to human being and serving to others. So where we have lacked down. So and then really what your kind self has explained, everything is touched my heart. I am grateful to you, Prabhuji. This is an opportunity for you to praise because the Ramayana, giving explanation to that particular Ramayana by this is a great, great achievement. Supreme Lord has blessed you, Prabhuji, to touch all of the human beings' hearts. And then in Karnataka, there's a in Sringeri, nearby Sringeri, there is a Kigga. There is a Rishyashringa temple is there. And even Shanta Devi is also there, Prabhuji. I think after hearing this class, and in nearby Sringeri only, there is Mrugavade. Mrugavade means this deer. What happened? They used to say the previous past times on that day. So I think I feel when I was working in Sringeri, I have been to those places. So I recall those. So who is Rushashringa, and then Shanta Devi, and then Brugavide also. So I at that time I am not aware of that. But after hearing this class, oh, what a great thing! I have been to there. I have prayed that place. So thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me, recalling me, and I am grateful to you that in such a way your kind self has explained the qualities of this Ramayana and characteristics. I have no words more than this. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Pranams, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for your blessings.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Krishnamurti Prabhu. Sarika Mataji, yeah, you can put your question, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. There were so many insights that we got from your class. The main point that you mentioned is that from Ram Katha we learned that we should always try and give pleasure to people and not hurt people. Now, as a mother and as a working professional, there are many times when we have to discipline the children or give corrective feedback to our juniors. And there are nicer ways to tell people how to improve upon themselves. But invariably, in today's world, if we correct children or people and tell them what to do, which we think is in their interest, they are hurt and they don't like us for it. So I would like your opinion, Prabhuji. How can we, do what is right? And sometimes, especially when we see they are going in the wrong path, we have to say the, harsh words to make sure that they come to the right path. So we are unable to give pleasure all the time. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, a very good question. Thank you for that. So giving pleasure doesn't mean that we keep doing what they want for sure. We have, especially as we have to discipline, definitely. Right? Like it is explained that if there is a cancer that is in a body, that is really growing in a body, and you go to a doctor and the doctor says we have to cut it off. So you may say, doctor, you can't hurt me, but then that hurt is important. If we don't hurt you like this, you will be hurt in a bigger way. So the principle of hurting at that time may be perceived as a hurt, but it is actually to save oneself from a bigger hurt, right? So if that kind of vision is there, then definitely we should do it, because children especially don't understand what is good, what is bad. So discipline is needed. But having said that, yeah, as you also mentioned in your question, we can try to do it in a nice way. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains the father of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagannath Mishra, he would discipline Mahaprabhu, but he would discipline him in a nice way. He would tell him that I have great love for you, but it is my duty to discipline you, and he would discipline. Srila Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan De, the way he would discipline Srila Prabhupada is, he would correct him, but then he would tell him, see, the father of Jagan Mahaprabhu also disciplined him. So similarly, I have great love and respect for you, but it is my duty to discipline you, I will discipline you. So you do it also in a nice way as much as possible. Yeah. But yeah, as you said, being a mother or being in a leadership position is a thankless task. It is a thankless task. Speaking about discipline, speaking about hurting others, one of our greatest Vaishnava, this is a very interesting point. We have 12 Mahajans, 12 great Vaishnavas. One of that is Yamaraj. You know that? Yamaraj is one Mahajan, great Vaishnava. And
Yes, Prabhu.
what is Yamaraj's duty?
To take away.
Yamaraj
To
is
give punishments according to the mistakes which we have
left, right, center, he's hurting people. So for you, Sarika Madadi, if it's difficult for you to discipline your child and discipline whoever is under you, imagine what is the position of Yamaraj. I mean, he is like a pure-hearted Vaishnava who is like Paradukha Dukhi, can't see suffering of others, but he has to give suffering to others. Forcibly, Durga ji, they have to do this. So someone has to do the thankless job. Someone has to do it. But the whole idea is sort of compassion only. It's not coming from a place of vengeance. It is not coming from a place of hurt. It is coming from a place of love. Arjuna also had to hurt people. Speaking about Yamaraji, Arjuna is another great example. He's a great devotee of Krishna, who is like a pure-hearted soul, who has great love for Krishna. Still, he had to hurt people. He was shooting arrows one after another, killing people. Because that situation demanded that. He didn't want to do it. Right? Arjuna didn't want to do it. But still, he had to do it because that was the situation. But Arjuna was doing that also with a lot of love and compassion for that person. So therefore, you find that how do you understand this? Arjuna and the Pandavas killed all the Kauravas. But how do you understand that their killing was not from vengeance? After the war was over, it is the same Pandavas and Yudhishthir who did final rites for everyone. The Bhagavatam first canto explains they did final rites for all the Kauravas also.
All the Kauravas.
Because this was coming from their heart. Lord Ram killed Ravan. Lord Ram, we are speaking about the name of Ram, na? Ram is one who gives pleasure to others. But the same Ram hurt Ravan very massively. He killed him. But because he had to do it, he tried best to educate. He was not learning in the normal way. He had to be killed. But after Ravan was killed, the same Ram tells Vibhishan, please do the final rites for your brother. Whatever we had to do to him, we have done. Let him get benefit. Please do the final rites. So that is the mood of the whole idea of discipline. You may have to physically do it, but in your heart of heart, it's coming from the platform of compassion and love.
Compassion. Thank you
Thank
so
you
very
so much,
much.
Prabhuji. That was very well explained. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next question comes from Shri Archana Shri Radhika. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Your explanation was wonderful, Prabhuji. All the examples that you gave shows how you have relished each part when you were reading, Prabhuji. And today, in today's explanation, I learned many things new about character of Sumitra, and the three places you explained very well. That is the devotion, full of devotion, but one was the non-devotee, and Sri Lanka was full of non-devotees, but one devotee. All this was actually, everything is these stories we hear from different speakers, but the way you explained actually gave more life to this story, Prabhuji. It was very nice listening to the story. Listening to the class. I feel even now that we have to go through this live session again. I have to go to the YouTube recording and listen again and again. It was very nice, Prabhuji. Very beautiful explanation. And each and every character shows us, even now we feel we are doing some help to somebody. What are we going to get? What benefit are we going to get? Only they may say thank you. That's it. That is what is our feel. Even if somebody is going to help from our home, even we feel that time, why is my husband going and helping like this? Like that, we feel like that, Prabhuji. But now I understood how when we are helping selflessly, Dashrath got 4 kids, and how Ram was helping. So all these explanations are super, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You added more good qualities which we have to practice in our life, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for that. Next question comes from Divya Gop Mataji. Divya Gop Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, wonderful explanation like Radha Mataji said. Prabhu, there are many books related to Valmiki Ramayana. If you can suggest a few of the books where, we really can feel the nectar of this, read it in the right way and right mood.
Shubhu Vilas Prabhu, you have heard of Shubhu Vilas Prabhu?
No, Prabhu.
From Radha
Maybe
Gopinath.
you can give it to me. Just give it to me, the name and
The name is Ramayana, the Game of Life series. There are 6 books to it.
Okay.
Plus, one of our devotees in ISKCON, from
It's
Radha.
Shubh-Vilas, right, Prabhu?
Shubha-Vilas, yes.
He's done the entire Ramayana. He studied all the Ramayans, Valmiki Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana, Tulsi Ramayana, and all that. And he's put all that together in the form of storyline and a lot of lessons. So what I was speaking today was most of it is from Shubha's books only. So if you can just read these books nicely now, you'll get a full hold of the storyline also, and more than the storyline, the lessons for all of us.
Right, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I really was so happy listening to this lecture that I started singing. I was the one who disturbed in the middle, so I'm extremely sorry for it.
That disturbance is good.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees. So I feel there is no more questions that has come up. But Prabhuji, from
Hare
bottom of
Krishna,
my
Mataji.
heart, I want to. Yes, anybody else?
Sorry, Mataji, I have
Yes, Suma
posted my
Mataji.
question in the chat, Mataji. Shall I read it out, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Okay, I'll put it. You have put in the chat? Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
So, Prabhu, there is one question. It says, for a bhakta who is attached to hearing about Krishna Katha, should he separately endeavor to develop desire to hear about Rama Katha separately, as the principles of Ramayana are so good and different, which we all need? It's a must. We must apply and implement in our life.
Yeah,
Prabhu?
Yeah, Ram Katha. Yes.
Yeah. More that you read, it is purification for us. Yeah. Yes. Mataji, I hope you got your reply. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, Mataji,
Hare
I could not hear anything. Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
You can definitely hear Ram Katha. You can definitely
Yes.
read Ramayana. Most
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. The principles, I mean, as a common man, the Lord Rama went through so much of difficulties. So it has lot of teachings, I feel, Prabhuji. Like, so,
Yes. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
So
Thank you,
I
Mataji.
don't find, thank you, no problem. I don't find any other questions here, because we are holding him and they are 24/7 in the services. So Prabhuji, from bottom of my heart, I want to thank you on behalf of ICF Forum, on behalf of Ashish Prabhu, and yes, for his mother, this dedication of your katha. Yes, it's really, really thankful. Prabhuji, with a request and a promise from you that please come and give us your association and the nectar, because fallen soul like me, every moment we want to purify ourselves, and especially the way that you said the children's, if they speak, yes, I agree to this, because when I take children's class and when I tell them, now you have to go and tell your parents, and yes, it works in a miracle way. And being here, Sugna Vrinda Devidasi, with you is also because of my elder son, because he would speak amazingly. So when my husband and we'll look at him, we'll say, "Ye Raj pichle janam ka hai." So because of him as a devotee, we could get to the lotus feet of our spiritual master. So yes, thank you very much once again, and keep inspiring us. And there are so many fallen souls that you're going to bring them together with your hard work and hardship. I pray to the lotus feet of the Lord and my spiritual master to encourage you and inspire you and give you energy, so that you can do more and more, so that we all can also get inspired. Thank you once again. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So once, we say the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. Wonderful, wonderful class, Prabhu.
Thank you for the wonderful class.
Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Keep coming more
Prabhu.
often, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu, we
Krishna,
need
Prabhuji.
more and more
Hare
time.
Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
It's a real
nectar for us to hear, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare
Priya
Krishna.
Vrindavan
Wonderful
Chandran
class.
ji,
Thank you
Jai.
so much, Prabhu, from the bottom of the heart. Thank you so much.
Wonderful
class. Thanks a lot.
Dandat
Prabhu,
pranam.
your presence
Hare
only, exudes so much peace and calmness, Prabhu. Looking at you only, we are get into that consciousness only, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, really, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, it was honestly a mind-blowing class, Prabhuji. We have never heard this part of the story, and you have actually added icing on the cake. It was wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Prabhu, even I was surprised when you said Balkand. I said, Balkand, there is hardly something, and you have put it in such a beautiful way, bringing Prabhu and Prabhupada, and then ISKCON, and then spiritual master, and then, everything. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
We are expecting more and more from you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Then the record of class we kept in the group, Mataji.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Subbarao
With
Prabhuji, you
everybody's
can
phone.
find it on the YouTube channel, the class.
Yes. Yes.
I'll take your
It is
leave.
there, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes, we
Hare
can go
Krishna.
through again. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Yes. Yes. Okay, dear devotees, with your permission.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandat pranam to
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you,
Dandat
Mataji.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandat
Krishna.
pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to all devotees.
Hare